into my career, my first career, I decided that I wanted to go into fashion, and that was my love, and that was my passion at the time, and still is actually. But that was my main thing. And so I moved from Nebraska, which actually is where I am right now. This is my dad's house. I'm visiting yet again. And I moved to New York City so that I could really have a chance at, going into the industry and being successful and having this great career. Now, fast forward a few years after I got my first job in fashion, and I wanted to work at the most well known fashion brand out there. And that was really my goal. That's what I wanted to manifest. And I ended up manifesting it. I got to work at Calvin Klein for a couple of years, and I did fabric sourcing for them, and that was really a dream come true. Now, at some point, I really started to awaken to this idea that this wasn't truly fulfilling me on a deep level that I knew was possible within me. And I was a little confused. It was like basically I manifested this amazing job at CK and the wardrobe to back it up and this cool apartment in Soho. These were other things that I really wanted to manifest and have as my experience. But the confusing part is that I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy on this deep level. And so that's when I decided to go soul searching, and I decided, okay, what is going to make me happy? The question we have to ask is, where are these needs and wants coming from? And what I realized was these needs and wants were coming from a place inside of me that was wounded and feeling lackful of love, attention. I really thought that I would gain more attention and validation from attracting these, life circumstances, this job title. And yeah, I got a little attention. I'm from Nebraska, so I had friends and family being like, "Oh wow, you work for Calvin Klein," and my ego was really excited and happy about that. But it wasn't that lasting fulfillment I was looking for, and that was the big letdown. But it helped me, awaken to this larger purpose inside of me. And build from a new foundation within me. And so, on that part of my journey, I started to crumble. My life fell apart. And this is what happens on pretty much anyone's spiritual journey from what I know. You kind of, when you realize that the foundation of your life is built on something that's not, solid, you have to let everything fall away, let the facades fall away. It's a good thing. It feels a little scary in the moment, but when you do that, you're able to break down what's not really you and awaken to who you really are so that you can build from this much more solid place within you. When you really pull back and you realize you don't have to be in any rat race, okay? This is not a requirement. And it's really empowering to know that, to really pull out. And to start to trust the universe. Trust that when you start listening to your higher guidance, things will start to really, come to you and meet you halfway. And it's not so scary. When your life starts to crumble, you start to realize, okay, I want to follow my heart as opposed to what my ego's, needing or wanting for validation. Getting into the receptivity mode. This means, pulling out of all the doing that you have in your life that really keeps you busy and keeps you distracted. I understand, if you have kids, you have to pick them up from school. If you have, a job that brings you money that you need to survive at this time, that's like all perfect and well. But carving out enough time for yourself to be able to sit back, relax, and allow this universal energy to flow through you and this higher guidance to flow through you. You're going to be able to, well, hear the guidance and then take the inspired action that's going to start carving out this new path for you, this new trajectory for you. And this is what I did back when I worked full time in fashion, and I was running around hyper adrenalized with drinking coffee all the time. And this is what so many of us do. But it doesn't serve us. And what I had to learn to do was to take time for myself and sit back, relax, and allow these messages to come through and allow my true self to unfold. So, this simple message I was getting was I was running like a hamster on a wheel, and the path was getting more narrow. The faster I ran, the more I did. And the message was to slow down, breathe, and almost open up, going backwards, it seems, but open up to something much larger that wanted to be expressed through me. And that was my true self. And all of it's true, of course, right? But there's layers of conditioning and programming and beliefs that are passed down to us that don't serve us, and they're really not our true essence. And so that's what I'm talking about. When you let that go and you allow your true self to unfold gracefully and freely before you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.